The year is 1200 BCE. The Mediterranean coast is occupied by a decentralized network of sovereign city-states, Tyre, Sidon, and Byblos. This is Phoenicia, a region defined by portside autonomy rather than a unified crown. These cities prioritized logistical dominance and maritime interoperability over territorial expansion. Their capital was allocated to shipyards and factories, not the standing armies required for nation-building. This focus allowed for a massive physical scale of operation. Cargo manifests show thousands of tons of Lebanese cedar resin and highly refined Tyrian purple dye moving across the sea in a constant heavy rotation. While politically independent, these cities maintained total commercial interoperability through shared language and trade protocols. This alignment transformed the Levantine coast into a coordinated economic bloc, capable of managing resources as a single multi-continental logistical hub. The Phoenician bireme was the primary tool of this network. Engineered with 2 tiers of rowers for maximum mechanical efficiency, these vessels could push up to 500 tons of physical cargo across open water. But a severe bottleneck limited the speed of the network. While physical goods crossed the sea in weeks, the information required to process them lagged behind. To log inventory, merchants used the dominant data protocols, Egyptian hieroglyphs and Mesopotamian cuneiform. These specialized, immobile state tools functioned as cryptographic monopolies for a tiny elite. Processing a single transaction required navigating thousands of distinct ideograms, demanding a decade of training for state scribes. This extreme data latency made it impossible for merchants to scale their operations. For a multinational syndicate, the inability to process data at the speed of their ships was a fatal macroeconomic flaw. The merchant oligarchs bypassed the state-controlled scribes by engineering a new inventory protocol, the phonetic alphabet. This system was built as a frictionless data transfer algorithm, prioritizing pure utility over poetic or artistic expression. It distilled the infinite complexity of human vocalization into just 22 purely phonetic, interchangeable symbols. The design was defined by what it removed. By deleting vowels, punctuation, and the ideological baggage of pictograms, the Phoenicians eliminated the technical overhead of writing. Stripping the script of its religious and state-controlled complexities created a utilitarian tool that a common merchant could master in a single week. This phonetic protocol maps strictly to sound, rather than mapping to physical objects or abstract concepts. Anchoring to sound made the system completely language-agnostic. It bypassed the hard-coded limitations that kept legacy scripts locked within their native borders. A merchant in a foreign harbor could use these 22 characters to phonetically log a transaction in a language he had never even heard before. The alphabet functioned as an ancient barcode. It transformed writing into a universal format for processing trade, eliminating cross-border data friction at the source. The Phoenician cartel deliberately chose to release their new data technology rather than holding it as a proprietary secret. They open-sourced the phonetic ledger, providing the protocol to their trading partners, the Greeks, Etruscans, and Aramaeans, free of charge. As Phoenician ships dispersed from the Levant, they injected these 22 symbols directly into foreign trading notes, standardizing the record-keeping of the entire Mediterranean. Releasing the protocol established a standardized operating system for the known world, centering all international commerce on the specific logic of the Phoenician ledger. This release triggered a massive macroeconomic network effect. Every culture that adopted the script to speed up their internal markets was instantly integrated into the Phoenician maritime network, as they now shared a native data format. The legacy of this integration is visible in modern global scripts. The original Phoenician root, aleph, evolved geometrically into the Greek alpha, which eventually became the Latin A used in modern commerce. By ensuring every transaction in antiquity was processed on their software, the Phoenicians achieved a level of network control that territorial conquest could never sustain. They became the indispensable infrastructure of the ancient world.